The final film in the Jurassic saga, Jurassic World Dominion, dropped in theaters just a few days ago. And so this is my ranking of the movies. Hi, my name is Nathan. I talk about a bunch of movies, TV, anything on screen in general on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your ranking of all 6 Jurassic films. And this is just my list, so don't take this list too seriously, because it's just my personal opinion. Also, if you enjoy this video, click that like button, be sure to subscribe. It helps a lot, and I will appreciate it. Over on my channel, I got more content, rankings like this. You could check those out when this video is over. And with that said, let's begin the ranking. Coming in last place is easily Jurassic Park III. This movie is shockingly bad and does not live up to the potential of any other film on this list. Right off the bat, it should be really good. Sam Neill was set to return as Grant. He is a great character in this franchise. It's directed by Joe Johnston, the director for movies like Captain America: The First Avenger, which are awesome, and so he's a great pick to direct a Jurassic Park film. And we're headed off to an island with an adventure with dinosaurs. What could possibly go wrong? This movie had such a troubled production. They wanted a sequel to Lost World, but they couldn't find a script and a story that everybody would actually be excited about. So then you have this movie, which is very basic and has a basic plot about a rescue mission. So all of those interesting ideas about science and man, the nuanced DNA of dinosaurs, all thrown out the window for this very basic plot line. Add to that, almost everything about this movie is uninteresting on almost every level. Our lead characters is this family that aren't remotely interesting, nor are they likable, but they're not unlikable at all either. They're just kind of there. And as if this film couldn't get why people wanted to see what was new, what was interesting about the Jurassic saga, this movie contains weird sequences with humans digging up out of dinosaur poo to retrieve a ringing phone, and a sequence where a dinosaur talks.
Alan.
At number 5 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, this film, it was fine enough when I first saw it, but the more I thought about it, the more it just left a bad taste in my mouth, and has never aged well with me all that well. It pretty much completely misses the mark of what makes Jurassic Park interesting, and what makes it interesting is that you see dinosaurs come to life. What they decide to do with this movie is have all the dinosaurs go extinct for some reason.
What the fuck?
In which case, they wrote themselves into kind of a corner, as you have some stupid plot lines about auctioning for dinosaurs. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with that plot line. You also have what was called the Indoraptor, and some guy trying to get its tooth. Blue, the main velociraptor in this movie, gets shot and almost bleeds to death. I mean, it's just very weird. Some plot lines go absolutely nowhere. Our new characters aren't very interesting. And to me, it took the franchise in just the wrong directions. The reason it's not in last place is because I think it was less basic than Jurassic Park III. And so it inches it out by just a little bit, but overall, just not really a watchable film. At number 4, The Lost World Jurassic Park. This one is very frustrating for me because one of my favorite directors of all time is Steven Spielberg. He's the guy that directed this movie. but I don't think this was his very best film, and it certainly does not live up to the original. Simply put, this movie does not know what it wants to be. The main plot is, at the beginning, is set out to be Ian Malcolm trying to rescue somebody on an island. But that's not really what the movie's about. And then you also have this other base camp trying to study dinosaurs. That's also not what the movie's about. And then you get to this segment of the film where they're flying away in a helicopter from the island, much akin to the first one. But with this one, you feel like the movie's gonna end, and then you have a T-Rex terrorizing San Diego. But that's not what the movie was really leading to, so it simply didn't know what it wanted to be. There's also too many plot lines in the mix in our adventure, and I certainly don't think Ian Malcolm was the great person to be in lead. He's more like a side character. He was a scene stealer in the first one. He was a scene stealer in Dominion, the latest one. But I don't think he's great as the lead, doing his Goldblum shtick. Add to that, but I have to be fair to my assessment. There is some nice sequences by Steven Spielberg, like when you have Julianne Moore on a piece of glass and the glass slowly starts breaking. It's very suspenseful in that essence. And so this film is just, it's harmless, it's fine enough, but it's just forgettable. Kicking off the top 3, Jurassic World Dominion. The latest epic film in the Jurassic Saga. That's supposed to be the epic conclusion of the Jurassic Saga. Doesn't really end up off that, but it's still a good bit of fun. It's fun to see dinosaurs in a regular setting. Return of the classic characters Grant, Sattler, and Malcolm are great. And this is easily the biggest in scale of the Jurassic Park movies. And it's just a film that I just had a lot of fun with. It's also kind of this globe-trotting adventure. I tend to like those sort of things. And dinosaurs are everywhere in this movie. This movie has the most dinosaurs than any other movie in the franchise. Some characters are scene stealers, alluded to before, like Malcolm. He's certainly a scene stealer in this movie. Some of the characters are interested. There's some nice moments. There's some ties into the original trilogy that I wasn't really expecting that it would be. There's huge action set pieces that just makes for a very watchable film. It's lots of fun. It's new and different. When I say new and different, not really in a good way. This movie is a huge departure from all the other films, as it's sort of a spy thriller inside of the Jurassic Park films, like a Mission Impossible movie inside of this franchise. It's not, and the plot line isn't as interesting as seeing dinosaurs come to life, like with the locust human cloning and stuff like that, and trying to fix people's DNA. That stuff is just never as interesting as the simple plot of the original, where you see dinosaurs come to life. It's just never as interesting as that sort of premise. And the perfect way for me to describe this movie is that it has the good, the dumb fun of the original Jurassic World, along with the dumb decisions of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And that's why it's kind of right in the middle of these two. And so this is a tricky one, because there's some stuff I really like about it, but there's also some questionable choices on here. Add to that, the dinosaurs are kind of sidelined. They're not the main focus of the movie. Old characters like Grant, Sattler, and Malcolm are horribly underutilized in this movie, so it doesn't feel all that much like a payoff. It feels like one of these just generic blockbusters that the studios try to put out, and the plotline is way too convoluted and complex. And so it's a movie that I enjoy, I have fun with, but it's just very flawed along the way, and I can't ignore its several mistakes. Our runner-up is Jurassic World, the first one. Now, I think that this, if I'm going to watch one of the Jurassic Park sequels, this is most likely going to be the one that I'm going to turn to. Part of that is because it's just dumb fun on the screen. Of course, you have like Chris Pratt on a motorcycle with raptors with machine guns and stuff like that. A T-Rex battling raptors. And this time the park is actually open to everybody. The park is open to guests. And that makes for a very interesting film. It has an interesting, ridiculous plot about them combining dinosaur DNA to create a giant dinosaur monster. Just very interesting, but ridiculous plot to me that I have lots of fun with. This is just fun entertainment that I go to whenever I feel like I'm in the mood for just dumb entertainment. Now, of course, there's some plot issues here and there, but of course, Chris Pratt is fun in the lead. The kid from Iron Man 3 is in it. And so there's lots of things about this movie that I enjoy, and it's easily the best of the Jurassic World franchise. And so it's the best of the sequels, and it's just very enjoyable and fun. Not really saying it's good, but it's a film that I enjoy, and I always sort of gravitate towards if I am in the mood to watch one of the Jurassic Park sequels. But easily coming in first place is the original Jurassic Park, and there was not much competition here. This is an early blockbuster film because the premise of the film is, what if dinosaurs came back to life with the DNA of frozen mosquitoes inside of the amber? And that's just a very interesting plot in of itself. So much so that it became a blockbuster. And at the time it came out, it became the highest grossing movie of all time at the time. And I'm still pretty sure in the top 50 highest grossing movies of all time, it's still on that list. And it's just one of these early blockbusters. And it is known for its incredible special effects that I think are the best special effects in any of these movies. They still look good by today's standards. They look like the special effects you would have today in modern movies on the big screen. And that's what you could really do with a film. It's that, like, it could just go for it, and it's great. It is everything. But also, it's still talked about right now, decades later. And it's so effective by the time you get to the end. There's careful direction by Steven Spielberg. He just does a great job with these types of movies. And there's just great, interesting ideas in the movie that you want to see where this is going. You want to see where this is going. And you get that in this movie. And it's just really good. Our characters are great. Alan Grant, Sattler, Malcolm. They're just memorable characters. Of course, John Hammond as well. That we all know of us today. And this movie is, simply put, just awesome.
That's great!
Add to that, you have memorable sequences where two kids are crawling around a kitchen. We have edge-of-your-seat thrills. And there's a phenomenal score. The icing on top is the phenomenal score by John Williams. And has still been remembered as one of the best scores today. And so you have memorable characters, great director, great score, nice, interesting ideas. And combine all of these together, you just get one of the greatest movies of all time. So easily, this is my favorite of the Jurassic Park franchise. There you have it. That's my ranking of all of the Jurassic Park movies. Down below in the comment section, share what you thought of the Jurassic Park movies and rank them down below in the comment section. I would love to see your ranking of them. Over on my channel, got more content like this. You could check those out right now. If you enjoy this video, click that like button. Be sure to subscribe. It helps a lot, and I really appreciate it. Check out more of my videos. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I will see you in the next one.